in the Gulf, discussed today on Campus Perspectives here on GNN.
What are your thoughts on the BP oil spill exactly?
Well, obviously, it was a tragedy, both in terms of its impact on the ocean, also in terms of the fishing and the communities around the coastal communities, and so in that sense, it was both an ecological and an economic disaster.
I mean, first and foremost, I guess you have to just think it's a horrible tragedy. But then, I guess I would hope in a situation like that BP would sort of take on the responsibility for what they've done, because obviously it's hurt not just the environment, but livelihoods and really a lot of people and the ecosystem.
And what have you heard about the issues of the BP trying to switch the blame?
Well, obviously, BP, Halliburton, and Horizon Services are all they're all aware that there's going to be some litigation and huge legal fees and that sort. So they're all at some point trying to minimize their exposure to all those lawsuits.
I think now that the immediate disaster part is over, they're relying on the fact that maybe people aren't watching them as much anymore. I know I, over the summer, was reading almost daily about what was going on, and ever since then, I've paid less and less attention, and it stopped being a headline. It stopped coming up as the first thing you see when you get on the internet, and it's easier to blame it on someone else when you're not being watched as closely. I feel like any issue that affects so many people and the welfare of so many fisheries and wildlife is just not something that you can play off as somebody else's problem or something that's okay just because you weren't aware of everything that was going on.
I think another piece of the BP spill that's important is it's an easy issue for all of us to get outraged about. And because there's sort of a villain here, whether it's BP or Halliburton or whoever, they clearly made a mistake, and that mistake is having creating tremendous damages. On the other hand, we all drive our cars, and part of the reason why they're drilling down there is to keep oil and gas cheap enough so that we can continue to sort of maintain our comfortable lifestyle. So we need to all recognize how we all have some responsibility and are participating in the system that has led to this. So in that sense, I think it's important that if people are outraged, that we think about, well, we need to look at our transportation systems, we need to look at our behaviors and things like that. So I think it's again, it's an easy issue for people to get upset about.
Good point.